you're considering relocating to the state of Texas. Texas offers warm weather, a diverse population. Some of the friendliest people in the country reside in the great state of Texas, and not to mention the economy has been booming right here in the state of Texas, which has created such high demand and why so many people have relocated to the state of Texas. However, recently the real estate prices have skyrocketed. Day-to-day expenses such as groceries, going out to eat, entertainment have also significantly increased. So in this video, we're going to discuss whether Texas is still the best place to relocate to in 2023. So stay tuned. If you're interested in living in a family-friendly state with some of the friendliest people in the country that offers some of the best public education in the country where you don't have to pay any state income tax, then Texas might be the ideal place for you to call home. My name is Richard Soto, a local real estate broker right here in the state of Texas, and we have offices throughout the state, whether it's Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, and Midland. My team and I have you covered if you're considering relocating to the state of Texas. One of the best things about living right here in the state of Texas is that it's going to offer you everything you could possibly want. And in this video, we're going to cover the good and the bad in regards to moving to the state of Texas in 2023. One of the great things that I love about Dallas is if you love the city life, the energy, the traffic, the construction, hundreds and thousands of people around you on a daily basis like I do, Texas offers great urban city living. Or if you're like the majority of my family who reside in West Texas, if you want to purchase some acreage, raise some chickens, ride the horse to the nearby convenience store, you can find that in Texas as well. So whatever it is that you're looking for, modern home with skyline views or a tiny house where you can raise some livestock, Texas is going to have you covered. Now let's get right into the video, starting with some quick facts about the great state of Texas. There is no state income tax in Texas. The cost of living in Texas is below the U.S. average. The Texas minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Texas is definitely a foodie's paradise. I can assure you from someone who goes out to eat at least twice a day, because I'm very busy and I really don't have time to cook, Texas offers some of the best restaurants in the world. This last Christmas, for Christmas Eve, I took the family to the Monarch, downtown Dallas, on the 50th floor. And guys, the views, the food, the service was spectacular. So if you love steak, there's an abundant amount of steakhouses throughout the state of Texas. Texas is very well known for its steak and barbecue, but the number one food in the great state of Texas is going to be Tex-Mex. We have the best Mexican food this side of the border, I can assure you. So if you're a foodie like myself, oh my goodness, you're going to love living in Texas. Moving to the unemployment rate in Texas, which is going to hover around 4%. The Texas population is right around 30 million people. The Lone Star State stretches across 268,581 square miles, making it the second largest state by square area. Texas has 3 cities with more than 1 million people. We've been so blessed the last 3 years to help hundreds and hundreds of people relocate to the state of Texas, mostly from California. Second is from New York and across the world. But those are the two main states that have been flocking to the state of Texas. And the number one reason most people relocate to the state of Texas is because Texas is going to offer residents a low cost of living while not sacrificing their lifestyle. Texas records a low cost of living because consumer prices, rent prices, restaurant prices, grocery prices are lower than the national average. Houston is much cheaper than the majority of large cities in the U.S. The average home in Texas is worth around $265,000, with the median mortgage payment only being $1,245 per month. Rentals are also affordable, with studios averaging around $900 per month and about $1,640 for a 4-bedroom home. These are some of the main reasons why so many people relocate to Texas. And as I mentioned earlier, so many people from California and New York. Guys, we just opened our office in California. I was there a few weeks back meeting with our agents and our team. And I was just looking at some different options. Oh, the prices there are ridiculous. I believe I was in Mission Valley viewing some townhomes. They were about 1,500 square feet, built in the 90s, and the prices were right at $1 million. Texas is huge, and pretty much throughout the whole state of Texas, if you want to spend $1 million, you're probably going to get a mansion, which is brand new construction. So the cost of living in regards to just the real estate options, you can't compare it to the majority of the other parts of the country. And one of the main reasons being is because Texas is so large, therefore we have a ton of land. So land is definitely going to come cheaper than other parts where it's overdeveloped, such as New York and most parts of California. So we're not going to run out of space anytime soon. I know some of my Texas colleagues and neighbors think that we're out of room, but I assure you there is more land that we will ever use right here in the great state of Texas. Another item is the utility bills run around $400 per month, including electricity, gas, cable, internet, and water. And the average Texan spends around $275 per person per month on groceries and food. However, that $275 is not going to be for Richard Soto and his family. Guys, that is the biggest dent on my credit card, and I need assistance. Someone needs to show me how to meal prep effectively where I don't have to go out to eat. Geez almighty, that credit card statement every month is ridiculous. However, overall, the cost of living right here in Texas is going to be significantly less, whether you're going out to eat or paying for rent or a mortgage. You can save money, most likely, depending on where you're moving from, right here in the great state of Texas. Okay, moving on to the second reason why so many people are moving to the Lone Star State, and that is going to be our booming economy. So many huge corporations, businesses have relocated throughout the state of Texas. A lot of them are moving from California. Tesla and many others. Toyota recently moved to Frisco, not only to the DFW Metroplex, Austin, Houston, San Antonio. Businesses are flocking to Texas, offering thousands of jobs. So if you're looking for a job, wherever it is that you might reside, you can most likely find employment in the state of Texas. Quite frankly, one of the biggest issues that I see when I talk to different business owners and people that we work with is there's not enough people looking for work in the state of Texas. I don't know if that's a nationwide issue, but I can tell you this: if you're looking to scale your business, you want to climb the corporate ladder, there is going to be a significant advantage right here in the state of Texas, especially if you are great and very skilled at what you do. Texas has the second largest GDP in the U.S., and petroleum products along with computer and machinery products are the major exports. As the economy is going up, Texas has got an abundant job opportunities which are further expected to grow in the coming years. Job opportunities do differ depending on the area of the state that you reside in. The more rural areas focus more on farming, with more high-tech business opportunities concentrated in the bigger cities. So whatever type of employment that you're looking for, whether it's healthcare, whether it's technology, whether it's marketing, teaching, you can find a job and employment right here in Texas. So to me, those are the two biggest reasons why people choose Texas when relocating: the economy and the low cost of living, and that is a heck of a combination if you're trying to get ahead in life. Okay, moving on to the third reason people move to Texas, and that is that there is no income tax. As I stated earlier in the video, we just opened up our VIP Realty offices in California, and oh my goodness, when I think about the taxes and everything that I have to do and pay for to conduct business in California, when I compare it to Texas, I assure you there is no comparison. When you work hard and you earn that income in the state of Texas, you're definitely going to keep more of the hard-earned money that you worked so hard for. Okay, moving on to the next item, and it's going to be Southern hospitality. Some of the friendliest people in the world, I truly believe with my whole heart, reside right here in Texas. I travel a lot all across the country and around the world, and I'm telling you, nothing beats the state of Texas. Everybody, or the majority of people, there's definitely going to be those jerks throughout the state of Texas, but the majority of the people here are so friendly and so kind. I have personal stories as I grew up with a single dad. My father had a heart attack, had quadruple bypass surgery. He was in the hospital for an extended amount of time, couldn't work. My football coach took me in. I lived with him. One of my best friend's parents allowed me to live with them as well. So many people in my community reached out to assist me and my father in our time of need. And I see that not only with myself, but so many of the people that I'm around. There's so many people willing to give a helping hand. I have a basketball program, BLE basketball. I have over 100 players that play for me. And I just love seeing the families helping each other. On my son's team, Nathan's team, I have a player who hasn't been able to have a ride. They live pretty far out, it's 45 minutes from me, but I've gone several times to pick him up, make sure he makes practice, make sure he makes the tournament. But not only me, I have parents, coach, I got it. Don't worry about it. And it's an even further drive for them. I love the Texas community. I love the Southern hospitality. We care for each other. We want to see each other succeed. We want to be offering a helping hand. So if you want to be around good folks, around good people who want to help you, not because they want to put it on Instagram and get some likes, but because they're doing it from their kindness of their heart, and that is how they grew up, you will love residing right here in the great state of Texas. Okay, moving on to number 5. Number 6, I've lost count, guys, and that is going to be the sports culture in the state of Texas. So if you love sports as much as I do, you're going to love living in Texas, whether it's the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, the Dallas Stars, the San Antonio Spurs. Pretty much every type of professional team under the sun is going to be represented by a city in Texas. Not only professional sports, whether it's men or women, some of the best college programs in the country are right here in the state of Texas. But my favorite, the youth sports in Texas is absolutely amazing. The biggest tournaments in the country when it comes to baseball or basketball, or right here in the state of Texas, teams from all over the country, whether it's Chicago, New York, Utah, Florida, California, they all ascend on Texas because Texas has the best athletes in the country. I assure you, it's not even close. So if you have kids and you're a big sports fanatic and you want to play against the best competition in the country, move to Texas. Okay, moving on to the next thing in regards to living in Texas that you're going to have to know if you're considering moving to the Lone Star State, and that's going to be the weather. And to me, one of the biggest negatives about residing in Texas is the weather, mainly in July and August. Guys, I am very hot-natured, and the summer heat in Texas is absolutely brutal. I mean, the humidity is out of control. I actually get embarrassed, quite frankly. If we're showing properties and the car's been out there for 30 minutes, I will literally start perspiring as soon as I get outside because it is so hot. And God forbid I have to go to the mall or the grocery store and I have to park an extended walk away. If I'm walking through that 105-degree, plus you add that humidity, it looks like I ran a marathon. And people probably think that I'm some kind of weirdo because I am just sweating profusely. That is one of the biggest reasons that we travel to California so much during the summer. And why we opened up an office there is so I can escape during the summer at least 2 to 3 weeks during that specific time frame of dealing with the Texas heat. In addition to that, Texas is also prone to tornadoes. Depending on where you reside throughout the state of Texas, there could be hurricanes if you live near the Gulf Coast around the Houston area. But probably the biggest issue, never mind tornadoes, never mind the hurricanes, what causes the most damage is hail. And I feel like it hails at least once or twice a year where it can do major damage to your home and your vehicle. I've been blessed that my home, my cars have never been dented in by that golf-sized hail. Sometimes it gets the size of a baseball. And when that hail comes down, it is smashing and breaking things as well. So the weather in Texas can be severe. However, the majority of the year, the weather is mild. The winters are mild. It doesn't really snow. It ices on a rare occasion. But besides those several months, Texas weather is okay. It's definitely not Southern California weather, though. I can assure you that. Okay, moving on to education. And if you have kids like myself, public education is going to play a big factor in choosing the state, but also the community and city which you will reside in. I, for one, will not pay for private school, so the public ISD is going to have to be sufficient. And throughout the state of Texas, there are going to be exceptional, high-rated, some of the best public schools in the country are right here in the great state of Texas. Although Texas is somewhere in the middle of the pack among U.S. states in terms of high school graduation rates in math and ELA proficiency scores, the state size means that there are well over 100 high-performing public school districts where the graduation rate is above 90%. Some of the top American universities, including Texas A&M and the University of Texas at Austin, are all based in Texas. Even public institutes like the University of Houston and Texas State University are held in high regard. Many students worldwide are moving to Texas to study at some of these prestigious institutes, making it an educational hub. So, whether you have kids or you're going into college, in regards to education, there are going to be plenty of resources, and not only plenty of schools, some of the best schools in the country are going to be right here in the great state of Texas. Okay, let's move on to some cons in regards to Texas. And one con in my opinion, just because we've helped so many people relocate from New York, is that you're going to have to need a vehicle if you move to Texas. Everything is very spread out. There's not going to be very many walkable neighborhoods. While some parts of Houston, Austin, and Dallas, Fort Worth do offer some decent walkable neighborhoods, the majority, I'm talking overwhelming majority of the state, you're going to need a vehicle, especially because everything is so spread out. And interstate travel, geez almighty, it is a nightmare. So when you're driving from Dallas 35 south to San Antonio or Austin, or maybe you're 45 north coming from Houston to Dallas, the drives are very long. They're very boring. The landscape is terrible in that Texas triangle. There is not much beauty in the state of Texas, and I get a lot of flack from a lot of our subscribers. I did a video, I'm leaving Texas, about a year ago, and there's over 1,000 comments berating me because I said the Texas landscape is boring, it's flat, there's not much to see as far as beauty. And that's just a fact. That's just the reality. I know parts of Texas, El Paso, way out there, which I don't go to very often. The biggest populated areas of Texas is when I refer to not much natural beauty. I'm referring to Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, Fort Worth. Austin has the hill country, but we're pushing it. We're pushing it. Austin is the most beautiful landscaped city in the state of Texas, but it's hard to compare it to parts of Florida, California. It just is what it is. So two big cons are going to be, one, you're definitely going to need a vehicle, most likely, if you move to Texas. And two, there isn't a lot of natural beauty. It's just a fact. I don't care what my colleagues, friends, and family have to say. I love Texas, and I have Texas pride, but I'm going to call it like I see it. Natural beauty, definitely lacking in the state of Texas. So let's do a quick wrap up in regards to some of the pros and some of the cons of living right here in Texas. Pros: low cost of living, growing economy and great job market, excellent schools, it's very family friendly, options for urban and suburban living. Moving on to the cons: poor public transportation options in most parts of the state, urban sprawl and traffic, high property taxes, humidity, hurricanes, and hail. So guys, those are just some quick facts in regards to the state of Texas. Do I believe Texas should be on your short list if you're considering relocating from other parts of the country or around the world? And the short answer is absolutely. Texas is an awesome place to call home. The real estate, while it has been going up, the cost of living is definitely increasing. That's not a Texas problem. That's a worldwide problem. That's just the way it is. Prices are going up everywhere, not just here in the Lone Star State. Can you have a great quality of life while spending less in Texas? Absolutely. Can you get more home for the money than you would in other parts of the country? Absolutely. Can you raise your children around good people where they're going to learn high standards, how to be productive members of society? Are they going to have options to surround themselves with great, smart, God-fearing, intelligent kids who still listen to their parents and probably would get a little smack in the butt if they don't act right when they get home? Guys, Texas has so much to offer. Yes, it gets hot during the summer. No, we don't have the Atlantic Ocean. No, we don't have some of the beaches in California. No, we can't go skiing like you do in Colorado. However, we are a very short flight away. So when it gets too hot, I go to DFW International Airport, catch myself a very short 3-hour flight to Southern California, 3-hour flight to Cancun, Mexico. I can be in Miami in 3 hours or less. I can fly to Chicago, in about 3 hours. So we're very, very central. Texas has so much to offer that the cons are insignificant. So if you're thinking about moving to a different state, I suggest that you put Texas at the top of your list because Texas has so much to offer in so many ways. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're thinking about relocating throughout the state of Texas, my team and I would love to assist you with your next real estate transaction. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.